Have you ever seen someone being treated unfairly and wondered, should I step in? Maybe you've witnessed a stranger being humiliated in public, or perhaps you felt that heavy lump in your chest when you wanted to help but fear kept you still. This story is about a young woman who faced harassment in a place she never expected, and the moment someone found the courage to step in, not only changing her life, but teaching everyone around them the true meaning of respect, bravery, and human kindness. Stick with me until the end, because the way this unfolds will make you rethink how powerful even one voice can be when it dares to say, "That's enough." Emily was 23 years old, working at a small café tucked into the corner of a busy street. The place wasn't glamorous, but it was hers in a way. She had been working there for nearly 2 years, memorizing regular customers' orders, learning which ones needed their coffee extra hot, and which ones wanted nothing more than a kind smile to start their morning. But behind that practiced smile, Emily carried exhaustion that few could see. She worked long shifts, barely making ends meet, and endured the kind of daily rudeness from hurried customers that slowly chipped away at her spirit. On that particular Tuesday, the café was buzzing with chatter, the smell of roasted beans heavy in the air. Emily wiped down tables, her apron stained with espresso splashes. She tried to keep her focus, but then he walked in. Mr. Hawkins, one of those customers no barista wanted to serve. He was loud, impatient, and cruel in subtle ways that left scars no one else noticed. He had a way of pointing out every mistake, every pause, every little hesitation, as if his role in life was to make her feel small. Finally, he sneered when Emily stepped up to the counter. "You're slower every time I come here. Do they even train you properly?" His words cut like tiny blades, and though Emily's hands trembled, she forced a polite smile. She knew better than to argue. She rang up his order, but he wasn't finished. He leaned closer, voice low, laced with malice that made her stomach knot. "You'd be better off finding another job. Something that doesn't require competence." The line behind him shifted uncomfortably, but no one said a word. Silence filled the space, heavy and suffocating. Emily felt her cheeks burn, humiliation sinking deep into her bones. Inside, she screamed for someone, anyone, to speak up. But like so many times before, the crowd chose silence. She lowered her gaze, pretending not to hear, pretending it didn't matter. Yet, her chest ached with the weight of all the times she had been forced to swallow her voice. She told herself she could handle it. That she always handled it. But deep down, she wondered, how many more times could she endure this before she broke completely? As Mr. Hawkins continued, raising his voice now for the room to hear, Emily felt tears threaten to well in her eyes. Her hands fumbled with the cup, and coffee nearly spilled. He smirked as though he had won some cruel game. That was when it happened. From the back of the line, a man's voice cut through the air, firm, steady, and louder than the storm brewing inside Emily's chest. "That's enough." The café went silent. Heads turned. Emily froze, her breath caught somewhere between fear and disbelief. The man stepped forward, a tall figure with kind eyes that held more strength than anger. His name, though she didn't know it yet, was Daniel. Mr. Hawkins scoffed. "Excuse me. Mind your own business." But Daniel didn't flinch. He placed his hands on the counter, his gaze steady, unwavering. "This is my business. Because when you walk into a place and treat someone like that, you're not just being rude, you're tearing someone down for no reason. And I won't stand here and watch you humiliate her." The café held its breath. For the first time, Mr. Hawkins didn't have the easy upper hand. He stuttered, muttered something about bad service, but the strength in Daniel's voice left him cornered. Customers began to murmur, nodding, their silence slowly cracking into support. Emily's heart pounded. She couldn't believe someone had stood up for her, finally. She looked at Daniel, and in that moment, she saw something she hadn't felt in a long time: safety. Mr. Hawkins, red-faced and sputtering, stormed out of the café, slamming the door behind him. The air shifted, lighter, freer, as if the entire room had exhaled at once. Daniel turned to Emily, his voice softer now. You don't deserve that. No one does. Don't let people like him make you forget your worth. Her throat tightened, but for the first time in weeks, her tears were not of shame, but of relief. She whispered, "Thank you." The crowd began to clap quietly, a ripple of acknowledgement that she wasn't alone after all. Emily realized then how powerful one person's courage could be. Daniel hadn't just offended her, he had reminded everyone watching that silence is dangerous, and that sometimes, the most important thing we can do is simply say, "That's enough." This story isn't just about Emily and Daniel, it's about all of us. Because every day, someone somewhere is fighting a silent battle. And sometimes, all it takes is one voice, one moment of bravery, to shift the balance. Next time you see injustice, remember Daniel's words. You don't need to fight with anger, but you do need to stand firm. Because kindness is courage, and courage is contagious.